probably think you're free. You make your own choices, go where you want, say what you like. No chains, no dictator hovering over your shoulder. But let me ask you something. When was the last time you made a decision that wasn't influenced by fear? Fear of missing out, fear of not being enough, fear of being left behind. Because if fear is guiding your choices, is that freedom or just a prettier kind of prison? We live in a world that talks endlessly about freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of identity, freedom to choose your path. But what no one talks about is how many of us are quietly enslaved to algorithms, to social pressure, to the unspoken expectations of a society obsessed with image. We're told we can be anyone, but somehow everyone ends up chasing the same things: money, status, validation. Why? Because freedom without self-awareness just becomes a mirror of your conditioning. Plato warned us of this illusion. In the Republic, he tells the story of people trapped in a cave, mistaking shadows for reality. They think they see truth, but it's only a reflection of what someone else wants them to see. Sound familiar? Every scroll on your phone, every trend you're told to follow, every standard of success fed to you since childhood. All of it, a shadow. And when someone dares to step out of the cave to see the world as it truly is, what happens? The others hate them for it, because freedom, real freedom, is terrifying. Dietrich Bonhoeffer once said, "Freedom is not the choice between good and evil. It's the ability to recognize what is good." But recognition requires clarity, and clarity requires silence. And how often do we truly sit in silence today? No noise, no stimulation, just you, alone with your thoughts. Most people avoid it like death, because in the silence, something terrifying happens. You hear your real voice, and often it's not saying what you hoped. Let's talk psychology. According to Carl Jung, most people don't live lives. They live scripts, unconscious patterns inherited from family, culture, trauma. You act a certain way. You react to pain the same way. You chase goals that aren't even yours, and yet you call it freedom. But it's just automation, beautifully disguised as choice. Imagine this. A bird is born in a cage, but the bars are painted with the colors of the sky. The bird feels like it's flying until one day it hits a wall it never saw coming. That's how most of us live. We don't resist the system because we've mistaken it for reality. But Machiavelli knew the truth. People don't want to be truly free. They want to feel safe. They want the illusion of freedom without the responsibility it demands. And society is happy to give you that illusion. You're told to be yourself but punished the moment you deviate from the script. Try quitting your job without a plan. Try speaking an unpopular truth. Try living without social media. Watch how fast people call you crazy, lazy, or lost, because they don't want you to be free. If you escape the script, they'll have to face the fact that they're still in it. Here's the paradox. Freedom isn't comfortable. It's not waking up when you want or traveling wherever you like. Real freedom is this: taking full ownership of your thoughts, questioning every belief, facing every fear, and choosing every single day to live in alignment with truth, even when it costs you, especially when it costs you. Nietzsche put it bluntly, freedom is the will to be responsible for oneself, not just your actions, but your inner life, your shadow, your desires, your wounds, your illusions. Freedom demands you stop blaming the world and start looking in the mirror. And that's not easy, but it's real. And real is what heals you. I want to tell you about a man named Thomas. Thomas was successful, respected, comfortable, but deep down, he felt like a ghost in his own life. One day, after another empty promotion and a celebration he didn't care about, he walked out of the office, sat in his car, and cried. Not because he failed, but because he succeeded at becoming someone he never chose to be. That moment broke him, but it also woke him up. He left the corporate world, moved to a smaller town, taught philosophy at a community college. He made half the money, but he smiled more. He wrote poetry. He spent time with his kids. And for the first time, he said, "This is my life, not a performance, not a projection." He wasn't chasing anyone else's freedom. He was finally living his own. So now, it's your turn. Ask yourself, who benefits from the life I'm living? Are my goals mine, or were they sold to me? When I say I'm free, what do I really mean? Because freedom isn't a flag or a feeling. It's a fight. Not against others, but against the invisible chains within. Chains made of fear, of shame, of unexamined beliefs. And the only way to break them is to see them. Look, no one is going to hand you meaning. No one is going to carve out your truth. That's your job, and it's the most sacred one you have. You can stay in the cave, or you can walk toward the light, even if it blinds you. You can scroll endlessly, pretending you're in control. Or you can pause, reflect, and reclaim your soul. The choice is yours. But don't let anyone tell you it's easy. Freedom was never meant to be easy. It was meant to be earned. If you want to see more, click the subscribe button and like.